Ladies and gentlemen of the crypto space, we're live on a Friday, December 6th at 11:42 a.m. The chart that matters is red, ladies and gentlemen. That's the move indicator. Now, I know this is a now it's a bull market, and it's taken us a long time to be able to say things as such. We are very clear what conditions are that warrant definition as a bull market for me, and that is right about now. Um, I don't think the DXY breaks the 107. I don't think it goes above that line with the move indicator doing what it's doing. Now, that would be weird. Could you imagine seeing a bull market with move rolling down to like 80, 70, 60, and the dollar staying above 100? That would be unprecedented. And that would be, we'd have to talk about that if that scenario actually plays out. But at some point with the move indicator going below 80, um, the dollar should roll over because of the mechanics of how those two pieces of data are related. Now, we've talked about it for years. I'm not going to regurgitate things we've discussed, but suffice it to say, in brief, move indicator rolling over is akin to the global Ave health factor going up and people actually becoming interested, and not individuals. We're talking the big money interested in extending credit, which is printing of liabilities, which is expansion of the global currency supply. And when the move indicator rolls into the 80s, 70s, and 60s, that's done at the global level. So those are big numbers. That's not no pussy millions of dollars, billions of dollars. That's hundreds of billions, if not trillions of dollars of global capital expansion. That's when the move indicator rolls over, the system, and that is a big quote unquote, the system expands, which means we're going through a structural change, and that happens cyclically. So I'll look at it for 2 seconds and we'll get off the move indicator because this is a bull market. We're not here to talk about macro, are we? That's for bear market. Yeah, it's getting there. So let's go over to the weekly. So historically, weekly, when you break the 200, which is the red line on the weekly, things get freaking weird. So we had fake breakdown. 2024 was a fake breakdown. One, two, three, four, and this is the fifth breakdown. Well, the 200. Let's see. And this really is a chart of, does the government have things under control? Do they have a capacity to suppress the volatility to allow the global currency supply to expand to meet nominal debt financing obligations at the global level? Basically, the whole system in a couple of sentences or less. So that's where we are there. Bitcoin breaking above the 100 mark really does potentially indicate, at least from a speculatory standpoint, that people are betting that occurs. So leads and lags. Bitcoin's leading, literally. The move indicator rolling over. That's because people are starting to understand the mechanics in the system at this point, the cause and effect. Historically, maybe a cycle ago, move indicator rolls over first, global currency expands, and that leads people speculating. But now the speculators are like, oh, that's what happened last time. Yeah, I'm getting ahead of it this time. So we are ahead of schedule based on the move and based on the dollar. And people don't are understating the significance of those macro pieces of data. They talk about global currency supply. They talk about Fed net liquidity. Look, guys, I got Fed net liquidity down here. That's the whole QE conversation. I don't give a fuck about QE this cycle. Treasury's doing a little bit of buybacks, marginal. They're trying to reshape the yield curve. I don't expect significant QE. And I maybe expect it to be a little different with regard to balance sheet expansion because they don't want it to go on the balance sheet. They want it to remain in the system. So we could easily see an aberration with people as compared to people's expectations. Maybe it doesn't land on the balance sheet. So the point being, what's a piece of data that is separate from this stupid QE narrative? Because it is a stupid narrative. They could easily execute their collusional policy to jam the bids in the treasury market onto the bank balance sheet. Which bank? It doesn't have to be U.S. banks. It could be any bank. It doesn't matter. A bid's a bid. So I don't really care about Fed net liquidity at this point, nor do I really care about like global M2. I care about the move indicator. This is the indicator of indicators that tells the entire story. This is like, $300 trillion of global capital, and the Aave health factor is going to go from 1 to 10. That's why weird shit happens. Okay? Very simple. Ethereum punching the 4,000 mark. Bitcoin literally flirting with the 100 once again. Ethereum dollar denominated is breaking out finally. It's taken some long time. It's been lagging Bitcoin. Curve flirting with the 200 EMA on the weekly. The asset is too new to have a monthly chart. Anything higher is irrelevant. 3 month, 6 month charts irrelevant. So you're literally on the weekly, which tells you how new this business is. Literally brand new. You look at this thing on the monthly and you have nothing. Albeit it is pretty cool to see it push through all the guppies, and these are early level guppies because they're freaking gray. You have no structure to this. This is pre 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 in the grand scheme of things, this is pre I don't know, this is like preschool, okay? Because then you got like, you know, toddler, and then you have like infant stuff that's like micro mini cap, 10 to 50 mil, and then you have like seed round shit, 1 mil, two, three, four, five, and that's like toddler, 1 year old or less, diaper stage. This is this is still adolescent. This is like preschool shit. It's just weird where these numbers are like can head. It's just we head into some weird number territory, considering the size of the global financial system, where it's heading with the 2025 narrative. What they need to do from a global currency supply standpoint needs to expand. Otherwise, this is all over. I'm not going to dwell on that talking point because you know it all too well that the system is prepared to collapse every second of every day. So how do they keep it going? That's the question. It's not, oh, we're going to have a Great Depression. No, motherfucker, we could always have a Great Depression. They fuck up on one thing with the global collusion of this capital management, and it's all over. It falls apart. But it hasn't because they have had things under control. So you don't bet on things falling apart because at this level of inflation, and I'm not talking about consumer price inflation, I'm talking about the inflated state of the capital supply, the currency supply. If this thing starts to deflate, there's no 1929, there's no bottom because then there's chaos. I'm not betting on chaos. You don't bet on the end of the world. Doesn't matter what anything's worth if there's rioters and looters in front of your home. Nothing matters in that scenario. So we bet on this scenario where shit, you own shit. Um, all right, so we covered my idea this morning of the chart that matters is red. Ethereum 4,000, yay, breaking out of trend, dollar denominated, always look good dollar denominated. The problem is Bitcoin has been significantly outperforming, producing the Ethereum Bitcoin chart where Ethereum looks like shit. So this looks like basically a triangular compression, and this is a deviation to the downside. You all know what this chart looks like, right? Here's the fake out breakout pattern. I mean, it's classic, and it takes a while for it to play out. It's a triangular compression, breaks down and then up. Okay, this is some classic shit right here. There you go. That's it. Check back over the next quarter. next 3 months, and that is probably what you're going to see play out. Curve at 1.8. This is insane. This is going to literally, this candle in November was insane because back here, back in 21, was a solid $2 candle. We're going to see this thing run to like at least this level, like 2.5 in a monthly candle. That I posted that on social media maybe like a week or two ago. It's going to run. It's going to be a $2 candle, and everyone's left behind because they were so salty about Mitch's mansions that they didn't understand. They didn't understand the very talking points that I talked about. That now the supply is out there. One, it's probably unintentional. Two, three, I would capitalize as well if I created this incredible business. And four, it was intent to produce revenue, cash flow to finance business operations, biz dev. How do you pay for all the shit that's ongoing? Okay, there's nothing malicious about the behavior. At the top it all off, the debt. So he has all that capital. So this whole that's why we're seeing the development go on this year that we've seen. Where the fuck do you think cross curve came from? Where do you think the financing for DeFi money comes from? If not whatever, what? Because obviously AWA has significantly more funding. Whole different level of biz dev going on with AWA as compared to DeFi money. But DeFi money, no doubt, based on my conversation on Wednesday, if you didn't hear it, and other conversations, uh, the lights are on. Those are not, that is not a novice operation. Very simple to state that. It doesn't have as most the same robustness as cross curve, but that is not a novice operation. There's no one novice working on its implementation. And plus, I don't think we really know the extent of who's working on it from a tokenomics standpoint and eventually from a biz dev standpoint. So I think that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, and that's why I'm accumulating the points that I'm accumulating. I expect to be surprised with DeFi that money. Okay. Um, anything else that's interesting? We can look at DeFi, the llama. Um, but I wanted to also look at some of the more exotic shit. The exotic shit I look at on Gecko Terminal. Velodrome has been doing very, very nicely. The cash flow on Velodrome, I'm very thankful. Um, so I locked capital, I locked cash back in 22 because that's what the captain does. He locks some shit, and that capital unlocked at the end of October. So I missed basically, I was talking with my wife and I'm like, all right, this capital is going to unlock. I wanted like Bitcoin. And by the time the capital unlocked, Bitcoin already ran from like 60 to 90. And I'm like, damn it. So I wouldn't have, what is my thought process? I wouldn't have minded having the Bitcoin that I had or I would have had if I was early enough to that amount of collateral. Collateral is always nice to have. So the structure of the portfolio would have been very nice. I would have been very comfortable with how it turned out. As of now, it was the Velodrome NFTs that I was able to acquire. I acquired two Velodrome NFTs, merged them all, including exposure that I had prior to the acquisition of the NFTs. And at this point, it's a nicely sized position, small compared to Curve. My primary position being Curve is just oversized, outsized in all regards. I think it's like 50% of the portfolio, and Velodrome's like literally 10% of the portfolio. And then everything else is significantly less than Velodrome. Aerodrome is on a moon mission, apparently. Over to Jesus Christ, 215. About to hit all-time high. It's lovely. It's good to see. Good, 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 good. Optimism. The super chain narrative, great. Aerodrome will do very well. All of that will bleed over to Velodrome over time. As we've seen, The volume, uh, base is mostly horizontal, 2.45. Solana perking up again, but minus 6.4% on the week. And previously it was minus 35% week over week. So, all the activity and the growth really came from mainnet, 7.85, but 7.85 on a much larger capital base. Arbitrum, marginally negative sum. Avalanche, marginally negative sum. Optimism, meaningfully negative sum. But it's very consistent. Eh, I don't know. That's just an anecdotal observation. Mantle just fell off completely. I mean, listen, that's what's very interesting about the price points right now. It's occurring in the backdrop of basically a consolidation and compression in volume. That's exactly what you want to see. And then when you see the volume, that's when things run 50% and 100% in a day. That's when things get really weird. And that's not right now. So right now is literally the consolidation where you're seeing, curve at 12%. This is the consolidation. This is just people figuring shit out and getting into position. When shit gets weird, that's when you're on DeFi Llama and the volume's up 20% for the week, 30, 40, 50% for the week. And you got an absolute frenzy of froth. Let's go over the stables real quick. Positive 4.34% across the entire crypto space. That is insane. The fact that Ethereum is now over 104 billion. I should update my data. December 5th, 104.34. November into December is the largest expansion of the currency supply in the Ethereum market in history. So that currency takes time to circulate throughout the system. It's like the body getting flushed with glucose. You just had a bag of Sour Patch Kids. That shit's about to hit. That is billions and billions of dollars of capital that flowed in, and it churns because you buy something and the stables are still there, and then someone buys something, and then someone buys something, and it literally, and the TVL and the market caps inflate because multiples of the capital inflow. That's what you got to understand. The capital inflow causes an inflation. And I don't think the capital inflow is stopping. I think it is only accelerating. $100 billion. Where do we end this cycle? At a trillion? Half a trillion? I don't know. Whatever it is, it's going to be multiples from here because, like a siphon, when shit is outperforming, it sucks in capital because underperformance rotates to outperformance, which is exactly why Bitcoin ripped past 103 and roll back over. And that's why we're seeing continued altcoin outperformance. Why this is always the way it plays out. Underperformance rotates to outperformance. Bitcoin dominance falling back below 56. So there's your guppies that matter. That's going to be weird when you get below, the 54. When you break 54, you got some of these midterm MAs. But look at that 200 MA on the weekly, straight down. I expect that to break. You'll break below 48. Why? It's downtrending 200 MA on the weekly. And this is an aberration to the upside from 50%. That was a massive, massive blow off top in Bitcoin dominance. So that'll roll. ETH BTC will get weird. Let's go back to the lower cap. 16. Wow, 13% for Velodrome. That's nice to see. I look forward to Velodrome's at 137 mil. When's the bill market cap? Come on. Velodrome is going to be adopted by who? Because that's what the VE33s. What happened to the VE33s? Coinbase adopted Aerodrome. Someone will adopt Velodrome. Someone's going to adopt whatever the hot V33 is on Sonic as Sonic spins up, and you don't need a V33 on mainnet, whatever. It's too expensive to do that kind of voting. It's irrelevant though. Mainnet's a completely different narrative. Y'all have to understand that. Mainnet is not Mainnet is the Bitcoin of fintech in the crypto space. Mainnet is a completely different story than all other chains combined. Mainnet is where the big boys put money. Mainnet is where $20 billion, $20 billion just flowed in a month, more than the entire capitalization of 4 Solanas. It's a different type of financial activity on mainnet. Completely different story. Ramsey's plus 13%. Nice to see it off the bottom. I keep the old fib up. Why not? That's the aberration from trend. It's nice to see it get back to zero. Geez, which is 1.6 cents. I believe that was my original position. But clearly we're at 4 cents with all the rebases. Yay. That's lovely. Um, volume on Arbitrum, everything. The volume on all the L2s is marginally either negative sum, if not zero sum. And Ramses and Kingdom have taken the back burner to things like Camelot on Arbitrum. So, all right, we'll see what plays out. I was thinking about that over the last week. We could take a look at Grail for the fun of it. I'm not too interested in a position, as it is at a significant premium compared to the bottoms. I mean, it's not significant. You're talking 150%. So that I did do an X poll the other day. What is a premium? What is a reasonable premium that he could stomach? 100%, which is so insane because if you talk about these types of numbers in traditional finance, so that we're saying 100% premium in a month, that's acceptable. All right, so that's kind of where my thought was with Tango up 15% of the day. But this literally just launched. This literally brand new, but it's up about 100% from bottom. 4286. And obviously I got it before the 86. I probably bought it around here 75 and change. That's less than 100% premium. Structurally, it's literally, I don't know what a breakout is on a chart this brand new. But maybe you'll catch momentum, get a little frothy. It's at 8.41 mil market cap. Come on, where's the 80 mil market cap? Quick 10x in a week. That's what these micro mini caps do. But this doesn't deserve to be a micro mini cap considering the data that we've seen. The damn thing has $543 million of open interest, which is basically leverage, notional, total amount of everyone has their capital they deposited, and if they're leveraging it 5 to 1, 10 to 1, there's the 543 mil. There's a lot of deposits, millions and millions and I saw like $5, $10 million deposits in some of these damn positions. Look at that, 60. Well, maybe I was looking at thousands, but if you go through the deposits, I saw millions. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I saw 15,000 and I was thinking millions. These are large numbers though. 131, 45,000. People taking some very nice 274,000. This isn't a micro mini cap asset with people throwing around 5, 6 figures. I think this is a very, very interesting product. Um, I always like to see the Spartan. I would imagine that's the Gen Spartan. I do like to see that. And it's all the big names, Parafy, Coinbase. This is obviously seed round, I would imagine. So they got it 90% cheaper. So what counts, if they got it 90% cheaper and they're in at like 0.4%, like somewhere down, I don't know, down here, and they're sitting on a 10x on launch, Do you think those names give a shit about an 8 mil market cap asset? That's the difference. When you see an asset that does start to break out from 8 mil to maybe higher, you really get to see who the early investors were. What they give a shit. I mean, look what happened with the Hawk token. I mean, those early investors just dumped the shit out of it. And it's done. It's dead. Pump and dump or whatever the hell you want to call it. Her brand is toast. Jesus Christ. Absolutely insane. What a shame because she had a hell of a brand going on. What a waste of opportunity. Fucking meme coins. What a waste. Anywho, but I think these boys, these types of investors are going to be interested not in an $8.4 million market cap asset. Check back at a bill. Check back at Pendle. I mean, it's already got a larger open interest than DYDX, 543 mil, and it's at an 8.4 mil market cap. Okay. Yeah, I'll bite. I took a decent sized position there. We're back at a buck 21. I want to see this. I want to see this end the weekend at a buck 40. Higher, buck 45. I want to see that 200 SMA break on the weekly. Man, that's going to be that breaks on. There's nothing else. You break the 200 on the weekly, there is no other moving averages. Then you're talking about levels. Then you're talking about the general public figuring out what the hell this thing is. And you realize every time this goes up, you know what happens to the interest rate across hundreds of curve LPs? Up. It's proportional. You realize the incentive, it's like 4 to 1. You know, a dollar worth of rentals, vote rentals is worth $4 worth of LP. Oh my God, the capital efficiency is blowing up. This is so weird. It's just gonna get so weird. I mean, come on, let's check back at $100. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. All I know is I expect things to be weird, and I welcome it with open arms. Come to me, weirdness. Come to me, weirdness. All right, Killis is in the house. Good morning. Smash the thumbs up button, everybody. I appreciate it. Frank, Morning Cab, Diego, Blue Demon, Sir Joe. Would you please talk about Vote Market V2? Seems to be less yield options and lower APRs. Am I missing something? Yeah, the user interface is absolutely astounding. Flows, Vote Market. I mean, obviously have Vote Market V1 here. All it is a different user interface. So there's still some capital here. I mean, this is really, there's nothing. It's dwindling. It's down to nothing. So obviously, you come over to V2, and I get to vote. And it's Friday, so you check back Sunday, Monday to see what next week's rentals are going to be like. So what would I do? I got okay. So Dala still has some rentals. Do they not have incentives? More votes, more votes. I don't think they've posted incentives for the week. Yeah, that's why. There's no incentives up for the week yet. Where's where's Abracadabra? Because they rent every week. Um, here, right there. All right, there is. Oh my God, they're at point two. Oh my God, that is a massive, massive rental. Holy shit, we haven't seen rentals like this in a. Yeah, so maybe the ordering isn't so hot. I think that's what it is. Yeah, look, I'm sorting by vote incentive APR. Oh, Magic Internet Money comes in at the top. All right. there's not much up, but that is a monumental number. Let me tell you that right now. Point zero 0.02 is that is oh, that's what? 0.002. That is a monumental number. So I voted last week on, I'll give you some perspective on the dollar gauges, but I don't think they have rentals up. But that was about 16, 1700. Let's that's a zero. Close it, and we could go over to we could go here on Magic Internet Money. That is the largest number I've seen in quite some time. 0.002. This is huge. So you see the problem is here's the problem, folks. 8% is relative to spot. If someone bought today, this conversation that we get to have is not very fun for people just figuring this shit out today. So I'm obviously talking to you guys for years. Where the hell were folks in 22 and 23 and the entirety of 24? Not here. And now they're making mostly poor financial decisions and not buying Curve at 20 cents. So what matters is basis. So if you bought like $100,000 worth of Curve at basis and at 20 cents, and now you're at a buck and you're sitting on $500,000 worth of Curve. So, okay, one, that's a change in portfolio. And two, 0.002, 10. So let's say round it to 10%, 10% on, this is a massive, massive number. And this is what I said, like, if your portfolio goes 100x on the money and it's still cranking out 10%, oh my God, on basis, it's like 100% on spot. 10% on basis is like 100% on spot. It's just monumental numbers. This is an absolutely, absolutely massive number. I haven't seen 0.002 in a long, long time. And why is it that high? It's that high because Spell is up significantly. Now oh my God, look at Spell, 0.0011. So why do you think? So I don't own Abra, but I sure as hell know what they've been doing the last 3 years. They are the most reliable vote renter aside from Threshold Network. But Dollar's getting bigger recently. Threshold, abracadabra. They understand the system. So I keep Spell here because when this thing goes up, the captain's payday goes up. And that's the bottom line. So I absolutely love these numbers. So this is like I guess 63 mil and it's at 0.002. That is an absolutely insane number. Okay. Hope that helps. So I know that's gonna be quite disappointing and complicated for someone new because obviously I talk a lot about XYZ. How much does it cost? How much is it paying? And how likely is it to continue to pay? Yeah, 9% isn't going to do much for a person's portfolio, but 9% after your damn portfolio just went 500% on the money is unheard of in traditional finance. So this conversation today is most useful for persons that have been here for since 22, 23, 24, buying through what was commonly called the bear market, where people complained to high heavens about Curve, and they were very critical. Death spiral, mansion FUD, very, very critical. So this chart, I love this chart. The best chart is the one that leaves the saltiest person that just doesn't understand the big picture, and it leaves them completely behind. Bye bye. So when this thing breaks higher, it's leaving the salt behind. Arcane Strand, A was huge. It was going to be a big deal, in my opinion. I have zero exposure to AWA. Food for thought. I could have bought max supply, the max allocation in their TGE. I had a 10 chip. I could have bought that. I don't need it. Isn't that an interesting thing to say? Aside from, I've done well, I just don't need the exposure because I already have the exposure. I own the Curve ecosystem. I'm not a large owner. It's like a, what, 0.2% of supply, 0.15% of supply, or whatever the hell it is. And that'll likely get diluted over the coming years. It's irrelevant. Point being, what's AWA going to do for me? One, that's exposure to the Sonic ecosystem because that's where everything routes through or will route through as things spin up. Two, what's that going to do for transaction fee revenue? Three, they have their own tokenomics and they're going to be renting votes. Okay. So revenue. I absolutely look forward to AWA spinning up in full force. That's gonna be a big deal. I think it's just I use it. I literally the two predominant bridges I use are Stargate and AWA. Simple as that. I mean, sometimes like Solana, I'll use like layer swap. I don't really use across. Like that's the one that Uniswap went with for their integration. I don't really use it. This is a lovely protocol, layer swap, but AWA is just a whole nother level of I don't know who the hell is running this, but their social media is on point. Their Discord's fire, their brand ambassador, everything they've done. This is just someone did this right. And Stargate, that's what I use. Those are the bridges I use. That's what I think about AWA Arcane. The thoughts on Conduct and Elixir. What can they do in the future? What is Elixir? Is that I don't know what Conduct is. Why don't you throw another comment with some a little bit more? I don't. Elixir sounds familiar. What the hell, Elixir? Elixir? Oh, isn't this the guys that are putting BlackRock on chain? DEUSD. Yeah, very nice, great. They'll rent my votes and they'll pay me. That's my thoughts. Good for them. BlackRock, come on. You want some stables so your clients can actually do shit in this burgeoning financial system, this emerging market of emerging markets? Have at it. Create those transaction fees and get rent and votes. You want that liquidity depth. So that's my thought. I don't know what conduct is though. So calm, cool, collected. Yeah, whole different. Isn't that crazy compared to what we were so many years ago? Calm, cool, collected. I got nothing I need to do. Simple as that. Tapsy, sup, y'all? Always a pleasure. Adam, my friend, hope you're well. You know the deal. Hey, Cap, generally feeling very content with my exposure and investments, but for Phantom, I have small legacy, solidly, and beats. Best way to gain exposure to upcoming Sonic release. Okay, so I feel underexposed as well. I know other folks that just expose a lot, and it's easy to want to expose. And if you have extra capital, you can expose. And the odds are FTM and things like Russian, yeah, it's probably going to do very well. And the meme coins, there's not a large list of things to expose to on Phantom. So I mean, he's got a couple meme coins. He got the classics. He got Spooky Swap, Mummy Finance, Beads, Brush. Obviously, put it in 12%. I don't know. To me, it's like, all right, cool, have at it. I'm not buying a premium, Boo. Let's take a look at Boo because this is the leader of the pack. That's up big, not up too big. 400% from bottom. Not too bad. I just don't need that kind of additional exposure. So my position is I look forward to, what's the name of it? I look forward to Shadow Exchange. I believe Shadow is an expansion onto Sonic, and then we'll get exposure vis-a-vis Ramses. So that's my exposure. So I share the sentiment. I feel underexposed, but it's irrelevant. One, you can't own everything. Two, I'm going to get free exposure to Phantom. And three, I already have exposure vis-a-vis solidly, whatever comes of it. And four, whatever happens, happens. You can't force something to happen. You either see an opportunity or you don't. So just, you know, this isn't an opportunity. This is a premium. And what's the point? What's the point of having exposure to spooky when, we're talking about volume? I don't want that. I want volume. It looks like their website's getting hit because we're not getting good responsiveness. Phantom 56 mil. Come on, come on. This we could feel underexposed to something, but it's a 56 mil market cap where it's the amount of volume going on Phantom. And Sonic, yes, obviously they're going to throw 200 mil at, and there's going to be significant capital rotation. I'm not going to get into a frenzy. I'm not going to get over exuberant about it. I'm going to have exposure. I look forward to whatever the hell Shadow offers. And frankly, in that regard, I'm grateful. Anything free is lovely. Hope that helps, my friend. Keep it calm. Most important thing. JM got in on curve, average 53 cents over the years. That is astounding. I was losing faith around 20 cents. Dude, of course, me too. But fortunately, we didn't have a choice. I certainly didn't have a choice. I was just sitting back and watching. But glad you held on, right? Check back in a couple of years and we'll see where we're at. Thanks for what you do know. Would you like to hear what you are thinking about the next Bitcoin cycle? Yeah, my thoughts are predominantly, 2028 to 2032 right about now, like where things are heading structurally as a system. I think we're early to have that conversation. I'll know more in 25. And obviously, as you get closer to whatever the end of this current cycle looks like, I think things are going to be weird. Generally, that's my opinion. Things are going to be weird. They're not going to be the same as last time. History rhymes. It doesn't repeat. One, we all know that. Two, um, it's very different right now. And with China just went through an '08 in the US on steroids, and their whole system is still fucked. I mean, literally, their stock market is an absolute disaster. Watch it hold. Watch the 3-month Hang Seng hold on the 100 SMA. This was an absolute disaster. You don't just collapse from 33,000 to 14. That's a 50% collapse. You know what headlines would be in the United States, and then there's a 50% collapse after what they've done financially, their stimulus and their interventions. So, this is just starting. Are they able to hold on? Because the monthly says they're screwed. Monthly says they're really screwed. Monthly says it was just a retest, and that is a support flips resistance with the retest. Now you need the lower low, and then you see 14,000. You're like, you see 14.2, 14, yeah, 14. Like, oh no, that's not good. So we're starting to probably want to start having that conversation of what comes next rather than literally what's going on. Because literally what's going on right now and the bullishness in the market is what we've been talking about for years, what we've been preparing for and planning for. So it's fun to talk about, number go up season. 123. It's getting close. That thing's getting close. Right back into the 200 EMA on the weekly. It's getting close. So, probably sometime in next year we'll start talking about like where's top. We're barely at things getting interesting. All of 24 people are like, where's top? No, dude, it hasn't even started yet. And it may be 3 months, like historically speaking, the quote unquote alt season is 3 months. Alt season is a stupid phrase. This isn't alt. These are businesses. This didn't exist prior to 2020. This isn't meme coins. These aren't coins and prices. These are businesses that have price to earnings and revenue and owners and biz dev and cash flow. These are literally the value stocks, new age fintech value stocks in an entire market of markets that never existed. This is not going to follow the same script. This will get weird. Hope that helps. The con, are you just bullish on curve and V33 model? Why are you bullish on V33 model and can this model sustain in the bear run? I don't know. We'll see with Velo. That's it. Because Aerodrome did okay in the bear run, and Velodrome did okay in the bear run, and Curve survived. And as the conversation about the bear market, we're premature for that. We literally just had that conversation for the last 3 years, 22, 23, and 24. And that conversation in a couple of short strokes was what survives, uh, sustain in a bear run. So what matters is what survives a bear run. And if anything survives a bear run, that means it has lendiness. It builds trust. And that's where capital flows. Capital flows in the greatest quantity to the places where it's most trusted and comfortable. That's why Mainnet has $20 billion worth of capital inflows in the month of November. The dino coins aren't dino coins, ladies and gentlemen. These are fintech businesses that have survived the dot com crash, the 2000 dot-com crash, okay? That's what 22, 23, and 24 were. It was the reckoning, financial reckoning, deflation. You witnessed cycles that historically occurred in traditional finance, but haven't occurred in a long time in a compressed 2 to 3 year time span. A full deflationary collapse. The last time you saw big things like this was probably 87, obviously 29, 2000, 2008. But there was no intervention. So what happened between 22 and 24 in crypto fintech is a completely unintervened financial crisis and collapse. And you literally saw businesses survive? You have no idea what that means because it doesn't happen in traditional finance. I'm not bullish. I don't get bullish. What I do is I understand the meaning of a business surviving a deflationary collapse of a financial system. It means it works. And it means the people in that market see that it works. And that means everything. Everything about a business is trust. So Curve is trusted infrastructure, proven infrastructure. It's as simple as that. Survives the bear. Listen, Curve goes to $10 and collapses to $3. For someone who snagged at 20 cents, do you think they give a shit? Fun fact, fun fact, fun fact. So food for thought. And that's complicated from an investment perspective and investors' thought process perspective. And now we're coming into literally topics of like an investor. Got to buy things at a discount. There's nothing at a discount right now. There is nothing, nothing, nothing at a discount. And you're going to get folks that come into this stream, and you're going to see folks in other streams that are, oh my God, what do I buy? Am I going to buy XRP that's going to a half a quadrillion dollar market cap? Or am I going to buy, what am I going to buy? What insane market cap? They're not buying at a discount. We had 2.5 years to buy at a discount. That game is over. There's nothing left to buy, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever you're buying is likely at a premium. The only thing that I saw that was remotely interesting is Contango because it wasn't broken out. It was barely at one multiple. It just launched and it's got a $500 million worth of open interest. Miss, this is the only thing I've seen in like, I mean, other than the discounted VE NFTs, but there's nothing left. There's no discounted VE NFTs left. I mean, you're paying 35% discount relative to spot, sure, but shit's up 15%. I remember seeing this at 220. This cost 220. Now it's at 270. No more discount, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be confused. It says 35% discount. The spot is priced in Velo. This shit cost 220 and now it's worth 270. There's no more discounts. No more discounts. I should probably even close this page. It just is what it is. Grateful for the exposure that I was able to get at the prices I was able to get. You know, less than 10 cents, 6, 7 cents. I think my NFTs were like at 8 cents. A lot of my spot exposure over the last months, the initial position was at 10 cents or less or whatever. Oh, that was a big buy. Someone just did a big buy, cranking it up 17% on the day. Jesus, where's Aerodrome at? Ooh. At some point, this thing's going to get weird. I think Velodrome outperforms Aerodrome. I just do. I think Base and Coinbase are big, but I think the Velodrome narrative is bigger. It's the whole damn super chain. Aerodrome gives you zero exposure to the super chain. It hits the Coinbase narrative, which is monumental and massive. It's monumental and massive. Period. Okay, great. But Velodrome is the whole super chain. That's insane. Because all I do is tell you guys it's all about exposure. Because why buy one thing when you could buy one thing that gives you exposure to 10 things? That's crazy. That changes everything from an investment standpoint. What's your price for Curve and Velodrome in 2025? Is it too weird? I don't do price targets, my friend. I have no idea where things will be. I do not see the future. Looks like Spell is the best option. Oh yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. Uh, I, I'm not going to go back. I'm sure what we talked about was more than adequate. Uh, that's not just the best option. 67, 64 million in votes. The odds are like this is what if this ends the week at 0.0015 or anything above 0.0012. I, as a voter over the last 4 years, I'm going to be like, oh, finally, finally, because we finally found bottom in cash flow. Then that means everything. Now, I believe we're starting to see bottom in cash flow season. We're starting to see bottom in fintech season. Whole portfolios are up 1, 2, 3, 4x on the money in fintech land. Finally, after the meme coins did stupid shit, now the actual businesses are running multiples. Now that the businesses are reappreciating, we're starting to see the cash flow bottom. And that is good to see. You got to remember, guys, cash flow comes in the bear market too. So wherever it ends at the top of the next market, you're getting cash flow after the top. Cash flow, just like prices, go up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. Ooh. Where does it show the number of weeks the vote rentals last in the new V2 interface? Well, it's 9 days. You could vote every 9 days, and you don't have to vote, meaning you can only vote at minimum every 9 days. As in, after 9 days, you could just leave this and leave it in perpetuity. Now in the V2 interface, by the way, uh, it accumulates. Look, is the message there? Yeah, no, maybe there's a message when you have something to claim, but the V2 interface allows you to accumulate for 6 months. Finally, that was horrible because that should, in a bull market, it could cost you $50 to make a claim on mainnet. Ah, ah. You on the 8% related to spot light bulb moment. Yeah, yeah, 8% is very different for someone who has a large portfolio from 20 cents. 8% on current spot is like 40% on a 20-cent portfolio. Something that's basically the logic there. So that's why it's when the portfolio rips 10x, I always said 1% to 10% changes everything. All right, so the portfolio rips 10x on the money, it's still cranking out 20%. The cash flow relative to basis is insane. What would be the narrative for this cycle? Is this only DeFi? No, the meme coins were freaking hot. Cosmos hubs were hot. You know, Celestia and all those airdrops season, that was crazy at the beginning of 22. All we know is there's many narratives. Bitcoin, just the Bitcoin narratives is astounding. Look at the adoption. I mean, literally, you got the whole U.S. government rallying around Bitcoin all of a sudden. And literally, the election changed everything. I mean, literally, the tone of everything changed after the election. The election, if you guys need to have it spelled out, was a revolt. I mean, after everything that went down in 2024, 23, or frankly, the last 4 years, for the House, the Senate, and the presidency to go to just Republicans after $1.5 billion cap raise from Harris, for it to go Republican across the board is by definition a complete revolt against the establishment. You know, we don't see these kinds of things happen very often where the entire government is controlled by a single party. It's a big deal. So this cycle's narrative is for me, pretty much the world starting to see the shit that I've seen for the last 4 years. Businesses, fintech, dollars being the biggest business on the planet. These dollars in crypto, CRV USD, being better dollars than a lot of shit in the real world. So that's a valid statement, and that's a bit of a pill to swallow. Better dollars than what's created in the real world. Got to understand what dollars are, because everyone prints dollars. You swipe a credit card for $1,000 and don't pay it back for 6 months. You printed money, printed, created it out of nowhere. All that money that is spent on a credit card, 1.2 trillion or whatever the hell it is, national credit card debt, printed, created out of nowhere, added to the system, inflating the currency supply. Got to understand what dollars are. That's an entire conversation we've had for the last years. That is a big narrative for why these businesses are going to be more and more interesting. going into the future. That's my core investment thesis. Who prints the best dollars in the crypto markets? Interesting statement, especially for someone who's never heard it before. Who prints the best dollars in the crypto markets? Foreign exchange, credit, derivatives, liquidity financing, and dollar liabilities. Five. There are five businesses in these crypto markets. Nothing else. Stake DAO has done a 2x also. Great for weekly revenue. Very helpful. Everything adds up. And the whole point of a portfolio is to be, diversified. Concentration makes the big money. Diversification helps you keep your money. You know, everyone will find their own balance, and everyone will have their own journey, and everyone will have their own story to tell. And a stake DAO is a hell of a journey with Julian Bouteloup, and obviously it's more than him at this point because that's a whole business. Stake DAO. What Julian started, it's an insane product. I mean, at one point, Yearn. Oh my God, I don't even want. I'm not going back into nostalgia mode. Flashbacks of Yearn, and oh my God, everyone was so salty on Yearn. Auto dump. Yearn is an astounding product. The combination of Yearn, Stake DAO, and Curve. And then when Convex came online, oh my God, the stories we're going to be able to tell about how this whole thing started. Oh my God. Can I buy Vela now or investment season is over? I wouldn't buy these. I can only ever speak to what I would do. It's as simple as that. I just wouldn't buy any of these. I certainly wouldn't buy Spot. There's no way in hell I'm buying Spot. 16 cents. No, I mean literally from 4 cents at the bottom. No, 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 no. I would never, ever, ever buy Spot on something like this. 17 cents. Okay. Something going on. A little breakout. Who's big? Woo! Exciting. You haven't seen the captain excited like this in a couple years, have you? Um, but look at people buying Spot. So drive this home to your understanding. There's 232 people watching this stream, and there are people out there right now buying Spot, bidding Velo up 17.7% in a day, 19% in a day. Just pop percentage, 19%. Um, sure as hell wouldn't be me. Do you think these people understand what kind of premium they're buying? How they didn't buy a discount. They're in at the wrong time, or at least the not optimal time. It's late. Good to see this volume, though. This is a big breakout. Bell is going to be an interesting printer, in my opinion. More bullish on Velodrome as compared to um, Aerodrome and the Coinbase based narrative. I do not have answers for folks how to acquire a portfolio or when to acquire a portfolio. I only speak from the perspective of having a portfolio. Acquiring a portfolio and when to buy is the hardest thing anyone can possibly do. It is akin to jumping on a moving train. You see it right here? When Velo was at 4.8 cents, that's akin to the moving train going pretty damn slow. And you're jumping on, and it's pretty boring. And you have no idea if the train is going to come to a screeching halt or it's going to keep going to find a destination. In this instance, the train kept going. More and more people jumped on the train. It is now hard to get on the train. You have to pay a premium to get on the train. People are paying significant premiums. And at some point, the premium that people pay to get on the train may seem like it was expensive, depending on where the train goes, the path of the train goes into the future. Everything changes when you buy at a discount. When you're up 4x, 5x, 10x on the money, it doesn't matter where the damn train goes. All you give a shit about is that it, for instance, 80 cents and oh, the horror collapses to 35 cents. Oh, the bear market horror. Oh, you bought at 60 cents. You could do the same conversation with Bitcoin or anything. Y- People are getting excited. They're buying at a premium, 60 cents, 70, 80, and then it collapses to 30 or lower. It collapses to 13 cents. If you bought at 4 cents, you give a crap if it collapses to 14 cents. This is why discounts matter. Discounts mean everything because discounts give you the luxury of being comfortable. Discounts allow you to be calm, cool, collected, and allow years to pass with higher lows. And then the market gets into a frenzy. The market gets crazy, and you're like, cash flow, thank you. While everyone else is going around with anxiety and frustration, and shit is getting wild. You're sitting back like, I bought at a discount. This is not the stream for new folks. Because frankly, I can't tell new folks that I literally tell people, no, you can't get now. You're buying at the wrong time. That's period. Buying is not to be done in a bull market. But guess what? The price is going up because people are making a mistake, a financial mistake. You buy when you literally, what the fuck were people doing for the last 2.5 years? I mean, I understand, and it's hard for me to state the things that I need to state. Like, I understand I have a small community. I understand there's 235 people watching. I mean, the largest I ever had was like 800 people watching. And I empathize with people that don't watch or don't understand or never found me or can't do their own research, but fucking shit. The last 2.5 years were when to buy. And even the last 3 months, you could have bought a whole lot of awesome shit like 3 months ago. And now that everything's moving, everyone's like, "Oh my god, Bella's up 21% of the day." So, like, so you realize the reality of that. People are bidding the shit out of Velo, and I'm like, "You shouldn't be buying." I'm thankful that they're buying because 'cause they're literally just bidding up my bags, but I would tell nobody to buy under these conditions, but the market's gonna be irrational. The market's gonna be irrational, and I'm the captain of rationality, and the captain would never, ever, 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 I mean, now, different captain, like younger captain, another story. But this captain right now would never, ever, 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 ever buy this spot. I would never buy this spot. Not in a million years. Right now, based on my current state of enlightenment. Hope that helps. Mark, what are your thoughts on the current CVX CRV curve wrapper massive depeg? It's not pegged. They are not pegged assets. Anyone who likes cash flow, great. You get a significant discount on the curve price. Problem being, at some point, you got to sell those pegged or non-pegged assets, which means you got to wait. So you literally got to time the market. You're literally going to wait for them to be more valuable relative to curve because that's your exit liquidity. Um, this is partially why I just avoid the wrappers. I don't want my positions to be liquid. This comes back to the entire conversations we had about the lock being the most incredible financial feature I've ever seen. I don't want the liquid wrappers. But look, I'm grateful for them because what have the liquid wrappers done? They've sucked up supply. Everything that we've talked about over the years. The wrappers sucked up supply, the convexes and the derivatives and the accumulators and the recyclers and the sterilizers. They've sucked up so much supply of Curve that Curve is now relatively illiquid. We've had a lot of really interesting conversations over the last couple of years. I hope that helps, my friend. Welcome. What are the best VE33 on Sonic and Sol? There is no V33 on Sol other than, was it the Sol? They just rebranded to Sol 3. So we'll get an airdrop, Sol 3. We'll have exposure there for the folks that are on the Captain Discord and own these types of things, these types of investments. So Sol 3 is coming to Solana, and then Equal obviously on uh, on Phantom and what's going to be Sonic. But that shit's heck. Listen, Equal. I'm telling you right now, Equal's at the most insane premium I've ever seen. You could have bought Equal in Q4 2023 at 50 cents. It is currently at a 24x premium, albeit it's at 18 mil market cap. So it actually does look okay. Bit of a massive inverse head and shoulders. Equal may do okay. Would I buy it with 18 mil market cap, knowing someone's sitting on a 24x? You buy $100,000 worth of this, it's now worth $2.4 million, and you could buy 1/24th of the amount they bought. 18 mil market cap. You know what? I would wait for stuff that I already have exposure to play out. In any case, you need a discount. I mean, you got to find an NFT. You got to wait for someone to sell at a discount. But these VE33 NFTs, the fact that people buy them spot means they don't understand. They don't understand. Like, go on the Equal Discord and convince someone with paper hands to sell you a discounted NFT 30% off. Otherwise, if you can't get a discount, don't buy it. The discount, ladies and gentlemen, the discount changes everything. The discount gives you to room to breathe. So shit can go up, down, left, right, and you got room to breathe. The discount means everything. Because if you bought at 50 cents and this thing goes to 40 bucks and crashes to 15 bucks, you don't care. You don't care. Because you bought at 50 cents. You need the discount. So I like Equal. I wish I had a bag, and I do not, and I am okay with that. I look forward to Shadow Exchange. We'll see what it's capable of. Because us Ramses folks will get a drop, and that shit better be a decent drop, unlike Nuri. Bear with me, I'm going to bump my votes live on stream. I mean, I got I gotta do cleanup. So if I thought of it now, I do it now. Because if I do it later, I might not remember. So I do it now with you guys, of course. I can't even do it. I keep my shit updated so often that I can't even extend my vote right now. That's awesome. Lovely. How's the rev? Oh, revenue's nice. I just claimed too. Arrow, you on, buddy? Because I just claimed. This is this week's revenue. Wow, we're at 465 for the week, and it's Friday. And it's Friday. Oh, come on, Ramses. You got Rams. Come on, Kingdom. Come on, Kingdom. Come on, Kingdom. You got to give Camelot a run for their money. Come on, get to get to be doing what Velodrome's doing. You gotta give Uniswap. I want to see the kingdom on top of Uniswap on Arbitrum. I want to see V3 wipe the floor with the Arbitrum ecosystem. Hmm. If if Velodrome could do it on Optimism, and Aerodrome could do it on Base, I want to see the kingdom do it with their V3 implementation. Come on, now I'm just getting a little excited. Y'all need a little bit of adrenaline. There's some Captain Adrenaline. Buddy, how you been? How you been? Hey, Cap, looking forward to Phantom as well, but I know nothing of it. Yeah, it's just going to get frenzy because Andre and Phantom Foundation are known for throwing around hundreds of millions of dollars, so there's going to be incentives everywhere. It's going to get weird. Era, can you please give your thoughts on whether or not you think at this stage it is important to have cash collateral or just investments and save cash for next cycle? You always need cash. Uh, I mean, everything changed uh, with with stuff like SCRBUSD paying 13% of the money. I mean, if you get itchy on cash, I mean, 13.23 is basically what you need for the global, carry. You got to cover like 13, 15%, give or take, something like that. Um, you can always go to Spectra or Pendo, and you get some leverage on that. SCRV USD. This is here's curve pay SCRV USD paying 62%, and Pendle Pendle's paying also on SCRV USD. So if you want to take increased risk, this is paying 158%. And by the way, if there's 635,000 in liquidity, what's the total? Holy shit! There's $20 million worth of SCRV USD. Holy shit! 76 mil worth of CRV USD. Wow. Let's see what the interest rates are. Wow, 20% stabilized. These interest rates need to be higher than the interest rate on SCRV USD, as I discussed the other day. If they go lower, they'll likely correct automatically, but you'll get a rapid expansion. You'll just get a carry trade right from this into SCRV USD, but it also doesn't make any sense because SCRV USD is just being paid from a portion of this. So if these interest rates go lower, SCRV USD goes lower. So until you have, then you may see a rapid expansion. 100 mil real quick. Someone will just take out 10 mil worth of debt because they see an arbitrage opportunity or something. Anywho, so here's the rule. It's not about having cash or collateral because you need cash and collateral. How the hell can we live? We need cash and collateral to live. Um, what comes to my mind is some of my business rules. We go over here to section 25. No, taxes paid. Section 21. Hard to remember the sections. This is the 70-page document of how to operate a business. Yeah, here, look. Discretionarily invest. A fiduciary may not discretionarily invest outside of core investment criteria, nor discretionarily invest outside the best possible circumstances. The fiduciary is strictly prohibited from investing without respecting strict prudent judgment. You cannot invest unless you have a goddamn good investment. Simply put, the fiduciary is explicitly restricted from investing absent a good investment opportunity. Interesting statement. Also, stuff like discretionary acquire property. There's a whole lot of restrictions. I put a bunch of restrictions in here. This is a big one, 21.4. You cannot invest unless you have a goddamn good investment. And if there's no discounts, that means you're going to be sitting on cash and collateral. Now, collateral, you know, you want to buy at a discount as well. You think and Bitcoin's not at a discount. So we're not added to collateral. Looks like we're going to be sitting on some cash. Why do you think Buffett's sitting on so much cash? Because he can't find a goddamn good discounted investment. Believe me, if he saw something at a discount, that boy would buy it in 5 seconds flat. The problem is everything's at a premium. Because that boy's not looking at startups. He's not a startup investor. That boy loves to buy the big stuff. But I saw the tango. This is the only thing. There's nothing else in this whole goddamn crypto space that look even remotely investable considering the landscape, the market landscape. There's nothing else. Folks are rushing into some stuff on Brush. I know folks that have taken big positions. That thing's up some nice multiples. You go out to the daily, 0.007. It's up 10x on the money already. You realize what 10x on the money means? If you deploy $100,000, you're buying 90%, 90% less supply than someone that bought a little over a month ago. That fucking sucks. Well, no, thank you. Anywho, I hope that helps. You know the deal, and I hope those business rules help. We should talk more about the business. I wish more people talked in the trust section. Like, I my business rules are pretty good at this point, but there's always better. Always better. Arrow's nuts. That one consolidation. I like these thoughts. Air Joe over 220, 15% of the day. I mean, at some point, this is going to get weird, dude. This is just going to get so freaking weird. 1.5. Listen, so where does this cycle head? In 2021, top 100 was $1 billion market cap. Top like 22 was 10 bill plus. I probably expect to see top 100 double digit billions. Why not? Double digit billions, top 100. Top 30, 3 digit billions, 100 bill plus market cap. Why not? So that's generally where my expectation is. Look at this volume. This is a breakout. This is big. That is a big, big, big volume candle. And I expect Velodrome to outperform the shit out of it at some point. So that's cool. Well, just remember, folks, one of the most important things to understand about investing: expect to not own things you want to invest in, or expect to not own things you want to own. Expect that, and you need to be comfortable with that. Okay. Someone asked in Discord yesterday, and I'm curious to get your thoughts: Ramses or Velo? Neither right now. No, no, neither right now. I would not buy any of this shit right now. Dude, Ramsey's at 4 cents from bottom. It's up 400%. I mean, it's modest. You can't look at this fib retrace from its spike. Got to remember, guys, I'm biased because I'm coming from my position size that I currently have, and it's like I already have the exposure, so I wouldn't acquire exposure at these prices. I don't know. I go back to the statement that I said earlier. The hardest thing to do is to buy something because if you're not getting a good deal, you're taking risk. Hope that helps. What is Cointango? Are you bullish on the tech or the volume it's having? Tango is a leverage product. Crypto native, so you're able to loop leverage everywhere. I mean, it's literally on every chain. It's the most insane product I've seen in a long time. 19,000 users, $4.5 billion in volume, and 538 mil in open interest. So literally, Aave V3 on Optimism, leverage it 5 to 1. So USDC or whatever the hell, it's like paying 30% right now. So you're getting leverage on it, and you're you're getting 100+% on stable coins leverage. So you got liquidation risk. So DeFi looping. This is the most interesting project. And it was just in Fjord Foundry. I just literally just did its public cap raise. If you go here, it's open sale here. Tango. What did it raise? It raised 3 mil at 45 mil market cap, fully diluted. It raised 3 mil at 3 mil market cap, and it's currently sitting at 8, 8.5 mil. So it's at a premium, relatively speaking. I believe it did launch though. I believe when the TGE or the least Fjord Foundry was over, which is basically right here. I think it launched at got up to 10 mil market cap. But I think this is where it was. Folks were saying 10 mil market cap. I'm like, it ripped up to 8 mil. And this was Fjord Foundry right here. So this is basically launch parameters. And then this is the people, seed investors, anyone that wanted to capitalize. Because if you're seed and it's launching at 10 mil market cap, they bought at $100,000 market cap. Instead of 8 cents, they bought at 0.4 cents. So again, a 10 or 100x on their money, 10 to 100x on their money, whatever the hell they bought at for early seed round. So these are obviously the weak hands of the investor group. But look who the investors are. Coinbase, who just wants to buy shit. Spartan, good old Spartans in there. I love, I love that dude. How cool is that dude? Just an early investor. Hey, just an early investor that does well, and now people go to him for capital raises. That's all it is. Um, Parify, everyone knows Parify Capital, so that's pretty cool. And this is thus far, if this was the liquidation after Fjord Foundry, that's cool. That's what Tango is. Tango's this, which is absolutely insane. These numbers are insane. So, and if you go over here, and if you go over to Arbitrum, Tango's literally number 4, the highest. Not short 24 hour. You got some bullshit in there. It's number 8, and considering the bullshit meme coins, Tango's literally the outperforming the most. Is performing better than Ramsey's. Dopex has got a 60% rip today. Okay, Petronode and his uh his gauntlet of power. So that's it. Literally, the story on Arbitrum for today, Friday, December 6th, is Dopex, Tango, Ramsey's LPT. I don't know what that is necessarily, and Curve. So Tango is literally it's the hot shit on Arbitrum that nobody's talking about and is literally sitting at 8.5 mil market cap with a $500 million plus in open interest. You know what I'm saying, Dad? You know what I'm saying is sometimes you see something no one else sees it, and it's like, oh yeah. This is why you sit on a stack of cash and you just build cash during the bull market and you don't buy things. You only buy based on the rules. Simply put, you are explicitly restricted from investing absent a good investment opportunity. Always remember that, ladies and gentlemen. Hope that helps. Assoon, Assoon in the house. Good morning. Always a pleasure. Harshok, good morning. Cap, did you ever consider buying Faro? Yeah, Faro. Faro. Pretty sure you're talking about Faro. Thoughts on CVS Liquid Driver? Liquid Driver. I don't like the. I got Abacus stuff. I have some lows. I bought like $100 worth of Faro like 6 months ago. That's up 17x on the money, 18x on the money. I wish I bought 100 grand worth of it. I bought $100 worth of Faro. That's worth $1,800. I mean, maybe if I bought 10 grand, I mean, it'd be worth 180 grand. Anywho, live and learn, live and learn. I don't like the I don't like liquid wrappers. I just don't. Period. Convex, cool. Convex, same narrative as Curve. I prefer Curve. I prefer the base layer. People will have that conversation to the end of time. Convex versus Curve. Yes, I've considered buying Pharaoh NFTs. Not any longer. I'm done. I'm not buying any of this shit. Pharaoh's up 1,000 bajillion quadrillion%. Pharaoh's up like 15x on the money. There is nothing left to buy. The only thing AP Wine and the Spectra narrative ripped 300%. I mean, it's literally a 6 mil market cap, but I'm not buying this until they rebrand. You get the Spectra token, you see full tokenomics. No, no, I'm not doing it. Gamma Swap is another one that I missed. I should be a nice owner in Gamma Swap. I saw those boys. I waited. You remember? Folks in our Discord, folks in the captain's Discord, you remember we talked about Gamma Swap. We talked about Gamma Swap on this stream, and the captain doesn't own any Gamma Swap. I was looking forward to Gamma Swap. Yep, missed that one. All right. Anywho, is we no no Bitcoin. It's not about a Bitcoin cycle. There is no Bitcoin cycle. The only cycle is this, and the cycle hasn't started. Now the path. Look, the dollar could blow out. We're at 106 again. You can have a blowout in the dollar and then shit hits the fan and everything falls apart. 20, 30, 40% down everything in a day. Move is at 91. Move is signal through the noise. Okay, ladies and gentlemen? This bull market hasn't started. Now, Bitcoin bottomed in 2022, Q4 2022. Anyone buying Bitcoin now is late as fuck. They are 2 years late. Okay? Buy when there's a discount or when there's a good opportunity. That's gone. That's gone. So this is cash out season for folks that have been investing for years. People are going to buy. They're going to drive things to insane prices. It's going to get exuberant, and we're going to be cashing the fuck out. And then when Bitcoin crashes from $250,000 to 70 grand, then we'll buy. Then we're buying. Then we're adding to the Bitcoin stack. When people are crying and fearful and they're saying they bought at a premium. I'm not buying at a premium. Not buying at a premium. I've learned my lesson. I'm that much better for it. Last couple questions. We got to get to the end of the stream at some point today. What are the macro indicators we should look at 2 to 3 months to determine market top? We want to be ahead. No more core asset buying till bear. Just point. Yeah, 0.1% is always good. You can always play around with small amounts. Move indicator. You want a bottom in the move indicator. Blow off bottoms. April 2013. You see the move indicator spike. You get you have time, like a month maybe. I would get the fuck out. Just get out. Sell anything and everything that you possibly can because the end is coming. Now it might be, there's another 10% move left in Bitcoin to the top side. All right, great. You don't care. You see a spike in the move indicator, GTFO. See a spike in the move, GTFO. That's the deal. Isn't buying a I hope that helps. The move is the biggest one. Obviously the dollar as well. Dollar means shit's blowing up. I mean, when the dollar bottoms, things are blowing up. Dollar bottoming, move bottoming, things are blowing up. Hope that helps. Jay Vard isn't buying a discount from the lows, trying to catch a falling knife. Yes, but that's okay. You want to catch, you want to wait till people don't believe it's ever going to go up again. So you're not catching a falling knife on an intraday chart. We're not looking at 5 minute charts. So like Bitcoin, take a look at a 3 month chart. Not even 3 month. Let's go back to the monthly. Let's go back to the monthly. I think we go back to the weekly, go figure. It's not what I want. Where is what I want? I don't want that. Yeah, I want to turn off the guppies. Yeah, I think it is a 3 month. So what's the discount on Bitcoin? So it was a 5 minute breach to the 50 SMA to the downside back in 2020, March 2020. All that frenziness was merely a 50 SMA mean regression on the monthly. This was a massive monumental bear market for Bitcoin. This was massive. So you're talking about like 240 and you crash to like 70 and the 50 somewhere, the 50 is somewhere around here, give or take. And you crash, and you dip below, and then so there's your speculative just projection. I'm obviously drawing with a stupid paintbrush. Yes, you're catching a falling knife, but you're not. You got to look at the monthly chart, and you got to look at the long-term moving averages, and you got to see what a discount is. Take a look at the 3 month. You almost never get below the 10 SMA in the 3 month. I don't like that chart actually. I like the monthly better. We've never seen 100 SMA mean regression for Bitcoin on the monthly. You see a dip below. Here's the bottom line. You see a dip below the 100, the 50 SMA, this green line here on the monthly for Bitcoin. Now that's a buying opportunity. Now that's a discount. Okay. You may be catching a falling knife. You may be at, Bitcoin's at 780 and it crashes to 70 and it's a big wick below the 50 SMA on the monthly. But now you're in discount territory. The MAs help, J Bard. The MAs on long duration time frames. Mixed. Thoughts on conduct or elixir? I answered elixir. I don't know what conduct is. Hope that helps. I answered elixir earlier. Yes, I have spoken about Ramses. Everything's at a premium, so this is not with regard to uh, like buying opportunities. Everything's at a premium. I wouldn't buy any of this shit. Everything's expensive. I can't believe Vela's at 17 cents. Oh, yeah. And what else? Arrow and an 18% rip. Absolutely insane. I look forward to V3 Ramses, V3 Kingdom. That's really what I look forward to. It can't come soon enough. Tapsy, as you just mentioned, what's the difference between credit business and dollar liability? Credit business is like an Aave, which is going to be monumental. Like crypto condom just keeps going off on Aave, and I'm like, keep going, keep going. Aave is gonna be huge. That's a credit business. Dollar liabilities, frankly, Aave has a dollar liability business called Go. The dollar liabilities was where they're printing a liability against collateral. CRBUSD, Frax, MIM, USDS, DAI, those are dollar liability products. That's the difference. Revenue this week overall was through the roof. Need V3 already for Kingdom stuff. Finally. What? The Cartman meme, respect my austerita. We've been through austerity and now we finally get a little bit of prosperity. Finally. I wrote that comment about Velo in consideration before I saw Brillo breakthrough. Yeah, there you go. It's going to do very well. Everything's going to do very well. Reg, Paladin has been totally forgotten and overlooked. Meanwhile, it's 45 mil off the other vote market in terms of market cap. Yeah, I like the Paladin team. I hope it does well. I don't know what will become of it. That's all I could say for now. It's on a cheap list, but that's the whole point. And we buy at a discount. And if something you buy 10 things at a discount, and one of them go 1,000x on the money, you did good. So Buy things at a discount. $1.96. Uh, circulating cap. Discount, discount, discount. Nice to see you talking about Tango now and that Cleve link last I saw from you. Well, Cleve, I got, what the hell's Cleaver at? 20. I bought that at $5. I was the bottom here. I was somewhere in here. This is my candle. Uh, Hi, my candle. This is my candle. $5. Like, yeah, right about there. Um, nice exposure to Cleaver. Nice to get a discount. Uh, Athletic Concept, 29 years old, watching for 3 to 4 years. Thank you for your teaching me, Cap. 3 to 4 years, ladies and gentlemen. We've been doing this since 2020. Oh my God. Seriously, I was a different person back then. I feel like I'm getting old. Oh shit, I am getting old. Everything hurts. Like literally, it just hurts when you're in your 40s. Crazy. Anywho, we'll keep doing this. Hope it helps. GMX weekly chart is about to break a mighty diagonal trend to the upside. Looking delicious. GMX. I'm not fond of the exuberance. Hold the exuberance. Let's take a look and we'll give you a little technical opinion. Oh, GMX is 50% premium, give or take. I don't know what diagonal. I guess maybe that is a diagonal. GMX should do well from an arbitrary perspective. It is about to break a diagonal. I mean, there's a couple of diagonals in there. I would draw stuff like this. You could argue it did break the diagonal already. 386 market cap. I don't have an available amount of capital to acquire a position size that I could justify. Arbitrum, I'd be more interested in Tango than something like this because look at the market cap. Open interest. What's the open interest? So this is a big business. If I can't acquire the appropriate position size to warrant inclusion in the portfolio. But I can confirm that your observation of the chart does look interesting to say the least. Looking forward to Grail's upcoming token split. Unit bias is a killer. Yes, it is. Going to give Grail's price closer to its value. Yeah. Yeah, I'm fond of Grail. I have it. Here, I'll save GMX. Why not? I have it up here somewhere. Unit bias, you're on point. It's had a significant premium. That's the only reason I don't have exposure, albeit I'm not too fond of the cash flow. Let's go here for a second. If we go over to volume, we go over to Arbitrum, 255 mil, Camelot, huh? Yeah, Camelot, X Grail, staking. 17% of the money, nothing to sneeze at. Listen, it's 17%. I wish I owned it at a tenth of the price it's currently at. Just as the conversation we just had about Curve and vote market, if you're up 10x on the money and you're getting paid 17%, shit, that's money. Hope that helps. IMTC, remember the Gamma Swap chat can't own everything, right? Right? I'm pretty sure I literally have a stream titled Gamma Swap because we literally used to title the stream based on shit we were going to talk about like that. You remember that. It's what it is. I mean, Gamma Swap's just wild. Like this shit, I I did not expect what the product that they built. I did not expect this. 70% on ETH USDC. I did not expect this type of product. And then on base, 140%. I didn't expect this. That's $0 open interest. Huh. Looks like the primary activity. See, that's the thing with base that's so freaking weird. Like arrow, you know what I'm talking about. Nobody does anything on base. Base, like nobody does anything. It's like just aerodrome and like arbitrage bots from Coinbase. Nobody borrows credit. It's kind of like it's like retail from Coinbase who I'm gonna buy a coin. It's very simple shit. I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I'm just simple shit. Like I'm gonna go over to Coinbase and I'm gonna go over to Base. I'm like, oh, I could swap on Aerodrome. Then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna leverage 10 to 1. I'm gonna find a credit product. Who's issuing dollars? Where's the dollar liability printer? Nobody's going to DeFi money on Base. It's very limited. Um, like, look, nobody uses anything on Base. So Base is just weird. Base has a weird user base. A very Gen Pop user base. Well, it's on Ample. Well, you got Spot, obviously, and now you have the new asymmetry. Something about it is brilliant. Spot's brilliant. Asymmetry's brilliant. With regard to dollars, I prefer my dollars to carry an interest rate. I prefer dollars in liability form. Something about asymmetry is important or meaningful. But look, it's technologically meaningful. The greatest tech isn't always the greatest investment. Isn't always. It may be. But my investment thesis is credit. Therefore, dollar liabilities. Therefore, dollars that carry an interest rate. That's my 2 cents on the topic. Are those old solidly NFTs relevant today? Not currently, but Andre did ask the Solidly team to send the original Solidly NFTs back to the original owner. Whatever, you can be speculative all you want. I'm not speculative in that regard, but it looks like Solid did get bid on Phantom a bit. No, I don't even know how to find the original Solid contract. You want the original one. I don't even know. Look at this shit. It's not mainnet. I don't even know how to find the original Solid contract. This is all the new stuff. I don't even know where the damn liquidity is for the old Solid token. Whatever. It's just outside of anything I'm interested in right now. Let's wrap it up for today, ladies and gentlemen. That was a very topic-filled stream. Y'all got a lot on your mind, rightfully so, because, ladies and gentlemen, that I haven't said it much because it isn't until most recently. This is indeed a bull market. Friday, December 6th at 1:30 p.m. 261 people made it to the end of the stream. I appreciate each and every one of you, and together we are a little bit more rational because of it. Enjoy your weekend. Stay rational. Make good decisions, and I will see you next week. Till then.